Hello, and thank you for being with us today. It's Let's Talk on Love World Plus, and my name is Zoe Okafor. Now, today on Let's Talk, we want to look at the terrorism challenge, which is beginning to assume a very disturbing dimension, and how it can be tackled through foreign collaborations. Now, on Monday, a video was posted online which appeared to show the bodies of some of the foreign hostages which were seized by Islamist militant group Ansaru last month. In an earlier online statement, Ansaru said that it had killed the 7 captives, which included a Briton, an Italian, a Greek, and 4 Lebanese, although the Nigerian Interior Minister Abba Moro said that there was no confirmation yet that the hostages were dead. Now, Ansaru, a suspected offshoot of the Boko Haram network, said it had carried out the attack in revenge for what it called atrocities by European nations against Islam. Now, the fact that terrorism is a global scourge is beginning to sink in, but the question is, how do we combine efforts to contain it? Now, to help me discuss this topic today, I am joined by Michael Adedeji. He is an industrialist, a social expert. He also is a public policy analyst. You're welcome to Let's Talk.
Thank you very much.
Okay. All right, now let's begin with this dastardly act that we saw happen. Now, it's all over the news about the killing of the 7 expatriate hostages that were seized last month. And, you know, the countries, some of the countries like Italy, Greece, they say, or they have confirmed that the hostages are dead, although Nigeria is saying, well, it hasn't been confirmed yet, we can't say for sure. But really, what was your response to this particular action when you first heard that hostages that were taken were killed on Nigerian soil? What were your thoughts about that?
It's very sad. It's a very sad situation to hear that it has degenerated to that level in Nigeria. We say that terrorism is all over the world. Should we copy it? It's a very bad thing that we shouldn't copy. Okay. We should find a way of getting to the mind of these people, because of the mindset that causes all this problem. The government effort, the government is doing something about it. We are praying about it, but it's not enough. It's a very sad thing. It's sad for it has a psychological effect on the nation. Besides that, it has an economic effect. The economic effect is far greater than what we are saying. It's not a question of just embellishing it. No, it's very sad.
Okay.
It's not something that we should work on. It's condemned outright.
Okay, like I said earlier, the Nigerian government said that it has not yet been confirmed. Now, what does that tell you about intelligence gathering, for instance? What does that tell you about how much Nigeria really knows? Now, if these foreign countries are saying for sure that these hostages are dead, as a matter of fact, they've notified the relatives of the hostages to tell them, look, we're sorry, you know, your family members lost their lives in this particular. And then Nigeria is saying, no, we can't say for sure yet whether they are alive or whether they are not alive. What does that tell?
It's not a new thing for us. You know, Ibori was not guilty, he was guilty. So we have such things like that in Nigeria. I think we'll continue to improve, because right now that also is not a plus point for our government or for our people. You know, the information that was gathered by the foreign people was gathered on the soil of Nigeria. Okay. Now can Nigeria then say, we don't know, we are not sure, it's not right, it's not dead, they are not dead, and tomorrow we will say they are dead. So what will that say of us? I think we should improve on our intelligence gathering.
Okay.
Yes.
Now, I do know that yesterday in the news, we know that the UK Foreign Secretary, William Hague, he said he put the responsibility of the death of those hostages solely on the militants, said that they were solely responsible for that cold-blooded murder. However, what do you think this might have done to diplomatic relations? You know, whenever there are other countries involved, it's a bit tricky. You know, does that in any way impact on our diplomatic relations?
It will infringe on the diplomatic relations, but they are more intelligent than that. It will not break a relation. It will sort of rub on it a little bit, but they can make it up. The government here and the government there, they know that it's not the government's fault. They know that it is a militant fault, and they know that the Nigerian government is trying to do something about the militants as much as they can.
Okay. All right, now let's get back to the militant group ansaru. You know, now most of these militants seem to have certain ideologies, and this is not different. Now, what would you say about the ideology of this particular militant group? Because they are saying that the reason they killed the hostages was because they were aware of a rescue mission that was being planned with Britain and some other countries in trying to rescue the hostages. So instead of letting that happen, they might as well go ahead and kill them. And then again, one of the countries said that the militant group did not demand for any amount. They didn't really make any demands as to conditions for which those hostages would be released.
Right.
What does that say about the ideology and what really it is that they're looking for?
I think they are confused. I don't think that they have something they are looking for. They kidnap people, they did not demand anything, and they now found a reason to say, well, they should go to hell and kill them. Life doesn't mean much to these people. I don't know how we'll get to them, but we must get to them. We must get to their mindset. The problem in Nigeria, you know, we have Boko Haram. The number of people in Boko Haram, they are not the number of people who support what Boko Haram is doing. The number of people in this group also, they may not be in support of it, but they are not educated. They are not enlightened. They are not really shown the other side of the coin. That's what I think we should intensify, you know, and how to enlighten them, how to get them to understand that Nigeria belongs to all of us. Whether you are Boko Haram or you are whatever you are, Nigeria belongs to all of us. We don't have to damage Nigeria. We must hold Nigeria sacrosanct. Okay. It's a sacred thing to have interest in your country, to protect your country. But if these people are told, if they had known that that is the case, I don't think they would have been doing this damage they are doing. They are doing the damage to Nigeria, not to any sector. But they are doing it to Nigeria. To Nigeria.
So, so it's like saying that they're doing the damage to themselves.
Yes.
If
they understand it, they are doing the damage to themselves, because Nigeria belongs to all of us. It doesn't belong to the president alone. It doesn't belong to the sweeper, the road sweeper alone. It belongs to everyone. So they should be educated. I think that is the major thing.
All right, well, if you're just joining us, we are looking at foreign collaborations in tackling Nigeria's terrorism challenge, and we've said quite a bit. Now, are you aware of any collaboration at all that is ongoing at the moment? Because sometimes it looks as if Nigeria is trying to wage this war by itself. The impression is, we do not have a problem. We can handle this. You know, we are on top of the situation. We are doing what we are doing to contain it. We have the JTF in certain parts of the north, you know, apprehending suspects. And in some cases, we even had shootouts, people losing their lives and all of that. Are you aware of any collaboration ongoing at the moment with other countries to tackle this particular threat?
I think Nigeria government is doing very well on that. What you are talking about now is called diplomacy. They will not come out, Nigerian government will not come out to say, we are talking to Israel, we are talking to America, we are talking to Britain to come and help us. It's wrong. Okay. It's not right for Nigeria to say so. So they are not saying anything about that. They say, we are trying to handle it. The word trying to handle it means that they are doing something about it. So I believe Nigeria government is not resting on their oars. They are doing something about it.
Okay, so are they doing something, though they're not saying it, are they doing something about collaborating? Because we have established that terrorism is something that plagues the whole world. It's not just an African problem, it's not a Nigerian problem. So if they are not coming out openly to say, okay, we're in talks with Britain to help us contain, or with the US. What are they doing to really foster some sort of collaboration?
Again, that's the details they will not give to you or to me. But we know that they are doing something. They are talking to various countries in the world. They are doing something, negotiating the type and time of collaboration that will help flush out terrorism. That's what I know that they are doing at the moment. Okay. So, but it would be wrong for Nigeria to come out and say, hey, now we're doing this, we are talking to America, we are now saying this is the plan we are going to use. Some people expect that, but that is wrong to expect. Okay,
so they are in line.
They are in line.
Okay, now when we started having reports of the JTF, the Joint Task Force, and some of their exploits, if I can put it that way, we had some organizations like Amnesty International, for instance, talking about the high-handedness with which the military was addressing the matter. You know, they talked about arbitrary killings, they talked about shooting, you know, they talked about getting people, just arresting people on sight, and a lot of that. What do you think about that? You know, do they have a point with the way the JTF or the Nigerian military forces have gone about trying to tackle that? Is there another way, or is that, for now, the only option that we have?
JTF is a child of necessity. Nigeria must do something, and they are doing something on that line. Right. Now, they cannot do it without criticism from other sectors. And there is nobody who, I mean, we all know how to criticize. Say, oh, the government shouldn't have done that. They shouldn't have killed people. They shouldn't have arrested them. They should have just talked to them. They should have canvassed or sing to them. But that's not the point. As they go on, they will improve. It is necessary to have the people to criticize. It's necessary for them to go on so that by criticism, they will improve. So it is the right thing to do.
Okay. Yeah. Now, if we're going to have any form of collaborations at all, what form or what shape would it take, or should it take from your own point of view?
The question of Boko Haram and their splinter groups is a security matter. And a security matter cannot be detailed outside, either in the press or even on the media like this. It cannot be detailed. They will have a collaboration. The security people will know exactly what to do. They have so many things they can do. The first part of that security that I can talk about is information.
Okay. That's information sharing?
Yeah, information sharing, information gathering, okay, and information as and when required. If there is any feeling of uprising in any area, the presidency should know within the next 5 minutes. Okay. That type of information, I think the JTF must be doing. I think they will be having it now. They are talking about. They should be talking about it. They should be doing it. Information is one of the greatest things that they will seek and have, even in the collaboration.
Okay.
The information. Once they have information, they will be able to deal with all these matters.
Okay, and do you think that we as yet have the technological advancements that would enhance this sort of information gathering?
If we don't have it, we borrow it.
Okay, okay.
We need to have it. Okay. We will have it. It's either we have it on our own or we borrow it. I wouldn't tell you the other way to get it, but we get it. We must have the information gathering mechanism.
Okay. Okay, very quickly, which is basically still on the Militant Group and ansaru. They did mention that they have international links to Al-Qaeda, terrorist group, which is like everybody knows about. What do you think about that particular proclamation? Do you think that sort of signals a new wave of terrorism? I mean, this is the first time we are seeing hostages being taken on Nigerian soil and being killed.
Yes, yes, it is the first time. I'm not going to say, I don't know if they have international connection, but it could be a ruse. They will just say it to frighten the other side, that is the government side. Okay. They could have said that to frighten them. They may have international connections. As I've said, the other side, that's the government side, they are not resting on their oars. They will be watching and watching also if their statements are true, or if they just make statements to frighten the population, the public.
Okay. Now, in conclusion, you said in the beginning when we talked about how to tackle this challenge, you talked about changing the mindset. Now, how do you propose that happens? These are people that have certain convictions, certain ideologies that were sold to them. How do you begin to change the mindsets of these people so that they realize that it's not about taking lives, destroying property, that's the way in which they will achieve their desires? How should that happen, or how can that happen?
It's not preaching on the mount that will change their mindsets. It's allowing people who understands them. If you are a Yoruba man, you need a Yoruba man who understands you to be able to pass the information to you that what has been said, what was in the Old Testament is right, but we can correct it this way or that way. What has been said to you before, that when you kill a person, you will enter into the kingdom of God, you let them know that the God we are talking about is not a God that wants to drink blood. He doesn't allow people to be killed so that he can get them into his kingdom. He wants you to help your neighbors. He wants you to develop people, not to kill them. That's the only way you can enter the kingdom of God. And if somebody has told you that you are going to have 7 brides when you get to heaven, sorry for you, you won't have any bride when you get to heaven. You are going to roast in hellfire if you kill anybody. God does not like people to kill. He doesn't like us to kill our fellow men. So but we should get people who understand them to talk to them. That's the thing we need to do. We need to be at their level to be able to talk to them so that gradually they will understand. We might say, okay, it will take a long time, but there's no other way. Okay. If you don't change the mindset of people, you cannot get them to do the right thing. Okay. Because they have been entrenched in it, they have been trained in it, they believe it. So you have to change that belief, then you will get a change.
Okay, so if the mindset of any man is changed, then it's also possible to change his life entirely. Now, we've been looking at foreign collaborations in tackling Nigeria's terrorism challenge, and there's so much that we've said also, and of course there's so much more that can also be said, and perhaps we will find another opportunity to talk about what can we do as a country in terms of collaboration, and in terms of collaboration in tackling this particular challenge, which is terrorism. Well, I have been talking with Michael Adedeji, an industrialist, a social expert, and a public policy analyst. Thank you so much for shedding light on this particular issue. And yes, you did talk about changing mindset. You also talked about intelligence gathering and sharing. The truth is that no one man can do it alone. No. There has to be some sort of collaboration. Yes, and hopefully the Nigerian government is having some collaborations, even if they're not coming out there to say it. But it is important that you join forces, that we join forces to tackle this global threat. Now, thank you very much for joining us on today's discussion on Let's Talk, in which we looked at foreign collaborations in tackling Nigeria's terrorism challenge. Let's do this again tomorrow on the show and talk about another interesting topic that affects us in society.